Hello everyone, I hope you're doing good. So today's lesson is about one of the most famous plays written by William Shakespeare, The Tempest. And today we are going to tackle the theme of colonialism and we are going to have some criticism. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel if you like this video. So let's start. In The Tempest by William Shakespeare, colonialism is a predominant theme. Many of the characters are struggling for their freedom, which forces some characters to misuse their power. Prospero sustains a great deal of power throughout the play and thus creates a theme of power and control based on his relationship with others. In order to demonstrate power relationships in The Tempest, Shakespeare seems to present the master-servant relationships and uses Prospero to control other characters. Prospero imposes godlike control over his daughter Miranda throughout the play. Unlike her father, who is absolutely shown as intellectual and intelligent in the play, Miranda is indirectly depicted as unaware of what occurs around her. For instance, after her father completed his story about Antonio's usurpation of his dukedom and then how they came to the island, he makes her sleep for a while so as to talk to his spirit, Ariel, about the storm. However, after Prospero and Ariel finished their conversation, Ariel disappears, and Prospero awakes his daughter. Consequently, she thinks that her father's story has made her sleep. In response to this event, she utters, "The strangeness of your story would heaviness and me." This shows how Miranda is naive and controlled by her father. So Prospero is depriving Miranda of her freedom, gives the notion that she is not intelligent enough to understand what happens around her. In spite of the negative images that are labeled to Miranda, she is given a voice as well as a power. For instance, she is harsh to Caliban, whom is accused of attempting to rape her, as discerned in her speech, as followed: "I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or another, when thou didst not, savage, know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purpose with words that made them know, but they were race. The use of words such as savage, brutish, and vile race reflect the colonial ideology that Miranda adopts against Caliban, the native of the island. Even if Miranda is given an agency, force, and power in the text, her force is merely used over the native Caliban. This reinforced Jessica Slice's argument that Miranda is treated merely as an emblem of colonialist ruling class rather than understood as an active agent in the life world of the play. This because, as seen in the previous example, Miranda as a colonial female character whose authority only allows her to frighten the native Caliban. In fact, it's not obvious in the play that Caliban has really tried to rape Miranda or not. This is because, on one hand, Caliban denies this claim and responds to Miranda and her father by saying, "Oh, oh, would it had been done." On the other hand, the ambiguity in knowing who is right and who is wrong is a result of the inability of Caliban to express himself for what he knows from the language is merely how to curse. This can be seen in Caliban's speech with Prospero. You taught me language, and my prophet on teeth I know how to curse. Since Caliban is incapable to defend his stance that he is innocent due to his lack of vocabulary, Miranda believes her father that Caliban has intended to rape her, and consequently she is furious with him and calls him savage, brutish, and vile race, as discussed earlier. Prospero demonizes the black magic of Cyprus, while performing some of the same magic feats himself. As he said, this blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Though my slave, as though report they self, was then her servant. Prospero in the quotation above portray Cyprus as a blue-eyed hag who came to the island with a child. The word hag is intended by Prospero to show the satanic power of Sycorax. The satanic power can construe her deed of imprisoning her servant, Ariel, for he had refused to obey her commands. Prospero's negative description of Sycorax reaches its peak when he deforms her son Caliban. As he said, then was this island, save for some that she did litter here, a freckled wolf hagburn, not honored with a human shape. Caliban is depicted as a freckled wolf hagburn whose figure is different from human shape. This representation may have historical background in Shakespeare's society. According to Todd Andrew Borlake, in Shakespeare era, many believed prodigious births to be the preternatural result of a witch fornication with the devil. Prospero informs us that Caliban's mother was a witch, and his father a devil, and the other character never missed an opportunity to comment on his monstrosity. In addition to that, in the play, Prospero is a master to Ariel and Caliban. Although Prospero conducts each of these relationships differently, they are both a master-servant type of connection. Prospero's magical power allows him to take control of situations. He has power over his surroundings, and he uses it for his own good in the course of the play. This leads Caliban to test Prospero's control and become Stephanos' servant later on. While escapes one power relationship, Caliban ends up making another one for himself. He tells Stephanos he wants to become his servant, saying, I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I pray thee, be my God. In this quote, a reader can see how Caliban wants to be Stephanos' servant to escape Prospero's harsh ruling over him. He calls Stephanos God and says he will help Stephanos take over the island and show him the fertile parts. Thus, Shakespeare makes an important suggestion about power and relationship as Caliban seems to shift from one power relationship to another while being the assumed inferior party in both. However, occasionally the master and slave power is undermined, just as the beginning of the play when the bostwind take control. Here, if it was not for him taking control for his master, they may have all died. Shakespeare also presents a change in the balance of Prospero's power. The reason Prospero has so much power because of his magic. However, at the end of the play, he sacrifices his power and frees his slave as he adhered to the concept of nemesis. Nemesis is a Aristotelian concept. This called possibly show of Shakespeare hopes the rule of those in charge may not be like this forever, because Prospero possesses his own thirst for knowledge and the development of his magical power above his dukedom. Perhaps Prospero deserves to be overthrown for pursuing his own selfish greedy end. It shows how ultimate power can corrupt a man when Prospero walked into a delusional evil and tyrant and molding the world the way he wanted to appear. So, thank you. We reach the end of our lesson, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like this video.